question way at the back.
All the way back here, Roger. It's Sepp from Blurred Vision. My brother Saul, we worked on the Hey Ayatollah campaign.
Hey Sepp, good to see you, brother.
How are you, my man?
I'm all right, thank you. Blurred Vision, you know, these been singing about the Ayatollahs in Iran and how they should leave those kids alone and give more strength to you. We have no truck for extreme governments, wherever they may be in the world. As I say in my little bit of broken French, you know, when I'm talking about Jean Charles de Menezes, who's the Brazilian kid who was shot to death by the Metropolitan Police in London because they thought he might be a terrorist. So they shot him 8 times in the back of the head while holding him down on the ground in a tube train. And that kind of state terror deserves our condemnation, whoever it is, wherever it is, all over the world, as I say. So thank you for standing for your
in that film that there's a lot of young people that are portrayed in the audience. And I think that crosses, it shows how important the wall is, that it crosses all the boundaries of generations. That is something that I wanted to ask you about, is how important it is that bands and rock and roll acts now, from our generation, speak out against the atrocities that are happening around the world. The way you've been doing all your life, and so many of our heroes have been doing. How important is it for us to be standing up and speaking out, especially in an industry that sort of looks down upon speaking out against what's happening around the world?
Well, clearly my belief is that it's absolutely fundamental to all of our future and to our children's future and our children's children and their children. For as long as this small, fragile, flimsy thing that we call the Earth lasts, living as we do beneath a waning sun, it's super important that we all cooperate with one another to wring the last drop of life out of this existence. And if young people don't pick up the torch and carry it forward into the future, well then we can all drift into a miasma of decay and commerce and wander around like zombies until we're all dead and it's all over. I mean, the fact that some of the powers that be, particularly in the commercial world, are trying to convince us, for instance, that climate change has nothing to do with man, that it's actually the will of God, and these cycles have been following ice age and then a bit warm bit and then a cold bit for billions of years, and that the fact that people are prepared to believe it against all the evidence that we have, all our knowledge based upon the empirical evidence, absolutely goes to show that what these guys are saying, the naysayers, you know, Big Oil and the Koch brothers and all those people, is absolute nonsense. So everywhere young people should be standing up and saying, that is bullshit, and we were not going to buy it. And we're going to change the world. We're going to wrest the power from your hands and do something different.